Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a Raspberry Pi. It is a $35 computer that fits in your hand. All you need to do to work this is to have an HDMI cable, the Raspberry Pi unit, the SD card, the power adapter, and NYU very nicely provided us with a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. You pull this out of the slot, gives you the Bluetooth, and then you attach that to the Raspberry Pi. And then you turn on your mouse and keyboard. And now you have a Bluetooth mouse keyboard that will operate your system, which we're going to show you in a minute. So this is the RCA video output. This is the audio output. This is the USB, Ethernet, HDMI cable goes in the back here, power slot, and the SD card that we pointed out before.
Okay, so let's get started. The Raspberry Pi does not come loaded with an operating system. So our first step is to actually download an operating system. And to do this, we're going to use Noob, which stands for New Out-of-the-Box Software, and it's an easy operating system install manager. And so we'll go to the Raspberry Pi website and scroll down to Downloads, and we're going to open the Downloads page. And once we have this open, we'll select to download the zip file for Noobs. Once that is done, we'll select all the files that come in that zip file and copy and paste it onto our SD card. The SD card will then be inserted into the Raspberry Pi. Once we've connected the Raspberry Pi, it goes through an installation process, and our new OS, which is actually a Raspbian OS, has been installed on our Raspberry Pi. The window that we see coming up is just running through the boot of the system, and Raspberry Pi has both a command line interface and a graphical user interface. So we want to see the graphical user interface, and once this is complete, we are going to type in, let's wait for it. So we are going to type in start X into our command prompt, and this launches our graphical user interface. So as we see now, we have a screen that looks just like a desktop, and it's running the Raspbian operating system. So there's certain applications that come standard with this. One is Scratch. So we're going to go ahead and open Scratch. And you see Scratch open. It was a little difficult using the wireless mouse and keyboard, so we double or quadruple clicked here and two windows opened up. So Raspberry Pi has a built-in browser. We tried to access Google, I think, but we were not connected to the internet, so we weren't able to do it at that time. And the Wi-Fi setup was not as easy as you would think. Here's where we try to do the Wi-Fi setup and kind of just quit. So yes, but you can connect through Wi-Fi and you have a built-in browser. The next step we did was simply just doing a logout. So go to the start menu, log out, and Raspberry Pi goes back to the command line prompt and you can log out of the system. And then here we show you the shutdown. So the shutdown icon is on the screen. You hit shutdown and it goes back to the command line prompt and then the unit shuts down. And then, so Raspberry Pi, really small, really powerful machine, and it's actually being used to do some really cool things. So here we have a arcade machine that's powered by the Raspberry Pi. Then we have a time-lapse dolly, so it takes time-lapse videos. And last but not least is an internet radio player made with the Raspberry Pi. So pretty cool things being done with it. Overall, I think it's a really good machine. Linux-based, cheap, $35. Small, you can carry it around very easily, and you can pretty much use it anywhere that you have a monitor. So I would definitely recommend it, and Coop and I enjoyed playing with it and using it.